Biggest benefits of being landlocked, Colorado doesn't get any hurricanes. The Avs are taking on Carolina tonight. The Avs are going to need a big goalie performance, and their stars are going to have to show up. We'll talk about it all in today's pregame show. Welcome into the Toyota Lounge, powered by your Front Range Toyota dealerships. This is the DNVR Avalanche pregame show. We got Big E, we got Rudo coming to you live, and we are presented by Coors Light. Avs, Carolina. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. Carolina is a very good hockey team. They are not going to be an easy out. I feel pretty good tonight, E. How you feeling?
I feel good. Buffs won.
They did.
My Terriers won. Now the Avalanche, the main event, is going to win tonight.
I hope so. I hope you're right.
I feel good about it.
Follow Max's lead and get the dub.
Yeah. They play great. If the Avalanche can play great like that, it's going to be an easy night for Georgiev.
Yep, so. That's true. That's true. Expectations for the Avs lineup are that they will be the same as last game, including Georgiev in net.
No, Calvin's out.
Calvin's out? Okay.
And Ludwig's in.
There you go. So, pretty much the
Ludwig,
same.
You can get Ludwig inside. It's
totally.
perfect. Yeah, I'm saying it's not an injury.
Yeah, right.
Just more like a little rotation, right? So,
which was expected at the start of the year.
Absolutely,
we were going to see some
and that's
of
the
that.
right play, too.
No big deal on that front.
Yeah.
Realistically, and we can bring up my stat pack here, the Avs are going to have to find ways to be effective with what they get on a night like tonight. Look, Carolina is the best possession hockey team in the NHL right now by a good margin. And the Avs are a great possession team, too. They have the third best Corsi numbers in the league. Awesome. Carolina's the best team in the league. So the Avs might have to find ways to play effective hockey without the puck at times tonight. And this goes through Carolina's whole stat pack. When you look at them, what they're doing is reasonably sustainable across the course of how they play hockey. A lot of stuff is going their way, too. That's true. But when they play quality possession hockey, they generate a lot, and they do it with reasonable numbers. They're getting good goaltending. They're shooting okay, and it looks like a team that can continue to play this way. I don't think they can continue to win at the rates they're winning because nobody can win 800 hockey for an entire year. It's just hard to be that good consistently. But a couple of places where the Avs can take advantage, physicality tonight. Carolina, one of the softest teams in the NHL. They do not play hard-hitting hockey. They're not going to be able to outmuscle you when it comes to hockey like that. They play a finesse, hold on to the puck hockey game. The Avs, with the lineup they have, they're going to have to run and crash into some stuff tonight to be able to take pucks away from Carolina. And then the other thing, traffic in front. Going to be absolutely huge tonight. These are the top two teams with tips on goal attempts.
Nice.
Both teams, Carolina in second with 40, the Avs in first with 41. The Avs need some of that. They're going to need some to go in, and they're going to need to prevent Carolina from running plays from outside like that. So, can the Avs get one here? Or is this one your expectations are low on?
No, they're high for me. Expectations are high. I meant it. You asked me 2 minutes ago. I do believe they're going to get a little bit of puck luck tonight. Again, when I say that, I'm not saying you need luck to win. I'm saying that it's always nice to get puck luck. I don't feel that they got any puck luck last game in Winnipeg. They had a great game. The passion was there. The effort was there. The structure was there. The goaltending was there. And, of course, I would like to tell you, like, the power play was there, but there wasn't many power. They got half of one. Yeah. So it'd be hard to tell you that. You can't judge them on that, right, at the end of the game. So I do believe tonight that, Carolina's a good team, a good puck possession team. We'll talk a little bit later on, maybe a little weakness that they have tonight that wouldn't be necessarily there on a regular game. But obviously they're playing coming in today instead of. We'll talk about that later instead of yesterday. But you got to use that to your advantage. And I do believe that the Avs played so well that it's going to carry through tonight. And even though, like I said, Carolina is a good team, the Avalanche are still a good team. I was watching the Winnipeg game today, this afternoon.
Yep.
Right, their team. I mean, they're just rolling, right?
Yeah.
And Adam Lowry was talking after the second period live, and they're playing the Dallas Stars and steamrolling them, and
They won 4-1, I think, yeah.
it was like 4-0 at the time, and then he's answering the question, and he reverts back to Cale Makar, Nathan MacKinnon, Mikko Rantanen. So I'm like, all right, you know what? They are in their heads. You know what I mean? Like, and I was dying. You know what I mean? Even though the question was kind of a little bit geared towards that.
Sure.
But he went on a dissertation of like 3 minutes in between periods on the Avalanche, and I'm like, is this game on replay, or did I switch the channel? Like, it was funny. So what I'm trying to say is, those guys are good. The Avalanche, even though they are missing a lot of good players, we all know this is coming soon. But tonight, I think it's one of those games that you're like, all right, it's a home game. Let's stop digging a hole at home and let's get going here. And I do feel good about it. Not as oh, yay, they're going to win, trying to be positive. I do feel good that they're going to come out on top tonight.
You get the home ice, unlike the other night against Winnipeg. You feel like the Avs have to defend it a little bit.
Somehow, yeah.
You guys were at Morning Skate at Ball Arena. Let's see what they had to say with hockey in the Rockies.
It is game day on a very snowy Denver. Hopefully you guys are staying warm out there. Gizmo and Big E for the DNVR hockey in the Rockies. The Carolina Hurricanes coming to town. And I say coming to town because they just landed. They did not get in early last night. This team has struggled with fast starts in terms of the Avalanche. How important is it tonight against a Carolina Hurricanes team that will have a smidge of a disadvantage?
Well, I don't care what people say. It is a disadvantage, and it will be talked about. And you're going to hear Brendan Moore talk about it and say, oh, no excuses, we're going to be more than fine, and we can't use that. And then on the other side, the Avalanche, damn well in the locker room, they're going to be talking about, guys, let's pounce on them, let's jump on them. It's a long day. You're talking about a 2-hour time zone difference. You're talking about a 4-hour flight, whatever it is, and you're just disrupted. Your routine is disrupted. It's just not the same thing. And I know, like I said, that it will be talked about because you want to use that to your advantage. Carolina is a great team. They're not going to use it as an excuse, but I'll tell you, if you're the Avalanche, you take advantage of it and you jump on them right off the bat in the first period.
Not much of a surprise, but Jared Bednar going back with Georgiev in net tonight to face the Canes, who are darlings across basically every analytic platform that is out there.
Yeah, and I think he was very pleased with the effort of everybody in Winnipeg. Winnipeg being the number one league in the team, number one team in the league, and tonight you got Carolina, number 2 team in the league. So I think the one thing that resonated with me a little bit is he talked about top end. He wants everybody to be at their top end, and that goes from the goalie on to the Ds to the forwards and to the special teams. You want to be able to beat Carolina. You're going to have to do a lot of the stuff that you did last game against Winnipeg, and you want to make sure that everybody's on the top of their game. And like I said, take advantage of the situation and go from there, and you need that big win at home tonight.
Lineup stays the same except for a small change on the back end. It will be Ludwig in, Calvin DeHaan out for this one tonight.
Yeah, I think the very thing is the 6 Ds or 7 Ds that have been playing. I think the one guy that has not really played D has been Shillington. Obviously, he got in at forward, but Ludwig, I think they want to keep him playing, and you don't want to make him sit out too much. And Cal DeHaan's been playing great. Him and Malinsky have been good, but if you're going to put in Ludwig, DeHaan's got to be the one coming out, and then that's just okay. And as a veteran guy, understands the situation for sure. And at the end of the day, you go out there and you give Ludwig a chance to get his legs from underneath him and to make sure he stays active and he doesn't go months without playing. So that's a small change tonight, but other than that, there should be enough in that lineup for the Avalanche to compete and go get that win.
7 o'clock puck drop from Ball Arena. The Carolina Hurricanes in town, and it starts a 4-game homestand. Make sure you catch the pregame show. Of course, E and Ruda will have that for you starting at 6:30. We'll have intermissions for you, and then of course the boys along for an hour-long postgame following the game tonight.
So the Avs perhaps benefactors of some bad weather here in Colorado a little bit. I mean, look, don't apologize for good fortune if you're Colorado. Carolina, I'm sure you've been through it. What's it like, the difference between travel and same day like that and getting in the night before?
You saw me 10 minutes ago pretending that I'm playing, and it's creatures of habits. All the guys are. They'll tell you they're not superstitious. Every player in that room has a routine, and call it a superstition. I call it a routine. I've lived it. I remember one year we played. We didn't get to Dallas till I want to say 3 p.m, and we went to the hotel for like an hour. Went to play the game. I got to be honest with you. We had no legs. I mean, it was the toughest game I've ever had to play in my life. We'd been in the airport. We'd played the night before. We'd gone to the airport right after the game. We didn't land in Dallas till, like I said, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I remember Patrick Waugh, Mike Keane going around the room and looking at everybody in the eyes, and it's like, there's no excuse tonight. We don't use that as an excuse. And I'll tell you one thing. It's one of the proudest games I've ever played. We lost 2-1. But we played so great, and we were so proud of ourselves. You know what I mean? So that's the factor I'm worried about a little bit of Carolina. You know what I mean? You got Rod Brindamore, an old school guy that, is going to say, hey, there's no excuses tonight. Let's go. But I'll tell you one thing. On the Avs side of things, they're saying, let's stomp on them. And it is a factor. And I don't care. It's not an excuse. It's a reality. It is. Everything is out the window about your routine today. Your body does not know where it's at with the 2-hour time change, flying that day. You're all messed up. Tonight, they'll be like, what time is it? It feels like it's midnight. Well, it is midnight for them by the third period.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Things happen. You play teams like Winnipeg last game. They feel great about themselves. They beat the Avalanche 1-0, even though the Avalanche was missing 98 players. But they didn't win the game. It's but the Avs. Hey, we won the game. We beat the Avs, our nemesis, and and that's what you look at tonight. You're playing Carolina. Doesn't matter that you have a little bit of an advantage. Go take care of it and take advantage of the advantage.
Well, the Avs can take care of that by hitting on Big E's 3 keys for this one. What are we doing, video or live? What are we doing? Up to you guys. Video it is. Where were you for this live,
We're
by the way?
we're at Ball Arena practice this
There you
morning
go.
on the concourse there.
There before Carolina was. Let's see what the 3 keys are for the day.
Big E's 3 keys against Carolina tonight at Ball Arena. Avalanche taking on one of the best teams in the National Hockey League, the Carolina Hurricanes. Key number 1, duplicate the Winnipeg game. They did so many good things against Winnipeg. Yeah, forget about the scoreboard, which was a 1-0 loss. But everybody played good, 5-man units. Everybody was tight from goaltending on till all the forwards and all the Ds. It was nicely done. They didn't spend too much time in their own end. You're going to do the same thing tonight. You want to make sure that you are manufacturing some chances and play some smart Avalanche hockey. It's a big game. It doesn't matter who's missing. We all know that. We're not going to get back to that again. Obviously, same kind of lineup, so it's not like Drouin or Natushkin's back. So tonight, you got what you got against Winnipeg. Let's go do it, and hopefully you're on the right side of things. Number 2, swag, swag, swag. Got to have some swag. You got to have belief that you can win. I think that key number 1 kind of tells you that you do have the belief, and you want to make sure you show it. You have a little bit of swag, and then, you still have MacKinnon, Rantanen, Makar. Those are key elements in a lineup that can make you win any game. So all obstacles aside, the record doesn't really show what's been done so far for the Avalanche. And I know that we're in a results-driven business. So at the end of the day, they are a couple games below 500. But somewhere, somehow, have some swag, believe in what you got, and then get going. Number 3, feed off the crowd tonight. What do I mean by that? It's been a snowstorm here in Denver for the last 48 hours. Everybody's been cooped up. Nobody's kind of left their houses. You know what? Let the fans enjoy the game. Give them some stuff to cheer about. Get some momentum shifts going by the bottom 6 guys up front there, and get some energy, and then follow that up with the top line going in there and feed off the crowd. I think the crowd's going to have a big effect tonight in the game, and then get those momentum shifts that get everybody and some energy, and you're going to need it. And go cash in, and then make everybody have some fun, make everybody be excited to be here at Ball Arena tonight. Saturday night at Ball Arena with some snow on the ground. What more for a great hockey game and a big win by the Avs?
Swagger, I think, is right for me. You want to see your best players go own it tonight.
And they are the best players in the world. We saw Kale last game where everybody thought he was injured or whatever, and then thought his performance was outstanding.
Yeah, agreed.
Mac 2 games ago, like with 5 assists career night with assists, and Mikko a couple games ago. I mean, we want Mikko to get on track again tonight, But when those guys have swag, they're basically looking at the other team saying, "Come on over, buddy. We're gonna eat you up.
What's up? What's up?
What's up?" And then I believe they'll have it tonight, and I think it's important. They know Carolina is a good team. You're going back to back, right? First team in the league and second team in the league. I'm in the standings. I mean, those are big tests for the Avalanche. And
They
I
are.
like what Bednar said the other day, a couple days ago, or was it yesterday? Everything, everything looks the same. But he said we need our group right now to learn how to win games.
Yep.
I don't care about Val. I don't care about they're not here.
Correct.
We need this group to know how to win games. That was a big step tonight. You know what I mean? Knowing that you play the right way. Winnipeg is absolutely on fire, and they played a game they should have deserved. Again, I'm not that guy, you know that, but you did deserve to win the game. You just, on the scoreboard, you didn't. Everywhere else, you did.
Yep. You can't fault the effort, that's for sure.
No.
And when you look at a night like tonight, I think the key for me is scoring efficiency from the Avs. Carolina's probably going to outpossess you. They're probably going to outshoot you. So when you do get your chances as the Avs, you need to be able to capitalize on them. You have to get that puck into the back of the net with the opportunities given to you. And yeah, that 5-point night for MacKinnon the other night was amazing. He helped lift the entire team up with their production a little bit. But then it was kind of right back into the same problems. And I get it. Hellebuck was awesome. He made a bunch of amazing saves that kept the Avs off the score sheet tonight, but it's been too many nights where it's too hard for the Avs to score. They have to do a better job of finishing. They're still the worst team in the NHL finishing high-danger chances. They have to do better.
Execution, right?
Yep.
You got to execute. And that's why you get paid a lot of money, because, I won't use a guy from this. I'll use me. And then McKinnon, they execute. I'm not supposed to execute, right? And that's why they get paid the big money.
Yep.
I'm being honest, and their skill is so high level compared to anybody else in the league. And I don't want to use a current roster guy because it's not fair. Those guys are so good, but there is a big level and there's a big gap between the top end guys and the lower end guys when it comes down to executing and the skill level that carries through on a game like tonight.
You got to finish closer to an NHL player than closer to me. I'll put it to you that way.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
If you want to stay in the NHL, you can't score at a rate like I would score, which is never.
Yes, you'd be there.
We did talk to Jared Bednar at Morning Skate as well. He talked about some of this too. So let's hear what Coach had to say about the Avs' performance.
Questions for Jared?
Jared Georgiev was in the Stars net. He's going to go
Yeah.
tonight. What did you like about his game, last game that earned the start?
Everything. Yeah, he was awesome last game. Yeah, gave us a great chance to win. And that's what we said, like, we're going to play a rested goalie. We're going to play the goalie we feel gives us the best chance to win. And Eustace has had some great starts and strung some games together, and Gorgie deserves the same respect.
Well, I was going to say, you and his teammates, everybody has been saying you expect Alex to turn things around, but how important was it to finally see it?
Yeah, no, it's important. I mean, like, you have to, like, we got to get the top end out of every guy that we have, especially now. You know, it's more important now that when you're missing anyone out of your lineup, it becomes more important that everyone else plays well. So, and the reality of it is probably always with the net minding position, right?
Do you feel like that was, even though you didn't get the result, maybe the most positives to pull out of a game so far this season was the Winnipeg one?
It was a great game. We played hard. We played well. Little bit of a slow start still, first 8 minutes. But I mean, we made a couple mistakes in 8 minutes. More us. I don't know that they changed through the course of the game. We just got better and better. We mismanaged the puck a couple times, not just the one they scored on, but 3 or 4 times in the first 8 or 9 minutes there, and they got 3 really good scoring chances out of it, you know. And then their scoring chances kind of were fewer and farther between as the game went on, and ours started to pick up the pace.
Winnipeg's had lost once, Carolina's lost twice. Are these 2 games good measuring stick games for your squad?
Yeah, they are, for sure. Like, they're sitting 1-2 in the league, right? So Carolina, like, I mean, their analytics are off the chart, you know, top 3, 4, 5 in every category that they want to be top 3, 4, 5 in. So first in a lot of categories when it comes to their offense and their defense. So it's, I mean, this is a really tough team that's super disciplined and just like really predictable in the way they play, but they play with a ton of speed, and they're you know, they're shooting above expected. They're getting great goaltending. They can kind of do it all, a lot like Winnipeg. The other night, I thought we did a nice job getting to Hellebuck, but then Hellebuck has a big night, and we end up blanked on the scoreboard, right? So it's not going to get any easier here tonight against Carolina.
they're flying in late because of weather. Is that a disadvantage for them? Is there a way to take advantage of that for you?
I mean, yeah, you'd like to have a good start and see if they got their legs underneath them. But this team can move, like they play a fast game. So, yeah, it's not something you do every day. So I would say advantage us. But, I mean, if you're prepared and ready to go like they have been every game this year, then I don't know if there's a clear-cut advantage except you're spending the morning on the plane.
You talked a lot about analytics and things that you've kind of seen from this team that pose a challenge for the Avalanche. What are you looking for from your group to try to get around that?
I want us to play the same way we did against Winnipeg. I think if we can kind of, we're always trying to, take periods of games or full games and, reset the bar for our measuring stick on how we play. And I'd say Winnipeg, when you're talking full 60 minutes against a really good team, the intensity of the game, the competitiveness of the game, the attention to detail when it comes to executing a game plan, I thought was as good as we've had this year. So we have to go try and repeat it. There's a lot of similarities between the two teams and the way they play, the way they defend, the way they can get dangerous through four lines. So, I think we did a nice job against Winnipeg. I think if you play like that, even against Winnipeg, night after night after night, you're going to get some results. There's minor adjustments to the game plan tonight against Carolina, but there's still also a lot of very similar characteristics of the two teams.
And talk about a lot of depth down that lineup as well. What are you looking for from your younger guys?
Yeah, same thing. Go repeat what you did the other night. That was a solid game throughout our lineup. We used all four lines. I mean, when you're playing that hard and that intense and with that type of speed through the course of the game, you need everybody, and not just to give other guys breathers. You got to be able to sustain and create momentum. And I thought, last game, especially as the game went on, we did that. We were using guys a little bit all over the place, but everyone was contributing.
Same lineup going tonight?
Yeah. No, Ludwig's in for DeHaan. Everyone else is the same.
Nico Rantanen hadn't scored a goal for quite a few games until the Kraken game, and then he scores 2 goals. Arturi Lehkonen had come back that game, so I asked him if it was likely that was his boost. But how do you, as a coach, kind of help a guy like that get out of a little bit of a rut, because it's more of a mental thing? And
well, it's not just a mental thing, though. There's always something. I mean, unless you're creating a ton of chances and you're just not capitalize on them because the goalies are making saves. If you're missing the net too much, I think you got to bear down a little bit more. For Mikko, his offense comes when he's driving his legs, right? So when he gets the puck in motion, continues motion, when he's willing to delay and skate out of things, when he's willing to pack the puck with guys on his back and find openings in structure and find open players on the ice, when he's going to the net hard, when he's using his legs, he's going to create scoring chances. His offensive opportunities will dry up when he's not using his legs enough, right? So we saw that through some games. He's aware of it. He's made adjustments to it. It's not, he does have part of his DNA is to slow it down and make things happen. And there's a cerebral part of his game. So I think you're careful not to coach him too much, because you want him to rely on his instincts. But at the same time, if it's repeated over and over, period after period, where he's not skating enough, then he's got to get his legs going. Yeah, so it's just communication and letting him know what I see. Hopefully he respects that enough, and he can look at the video himself too, or with us, and sort of, get specific when it comes to instances where I think he should skate and attack a little bit more. So it usually doesn't take a lot of coaching with some of those guys. It's just bringing things to their attention that they might not be aware of.
Any last questions?
Did you have to bust up the snowplow this morning?
Last night a couple times, and I'll probably do it again this afternoon. There's still some there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All righty. I'm really over this conversation, but regardless of who's in net, the Avs need a good goaltender performance tonight.
Absolutely. And that's what we were talking about. People think that you and me were arguing last game. It's not about arguing. It's not even, we're on the same page, you and me, on this.
Totally.
And it comes out differently. What I was saying after the game is I was mad. I'm saying we're going to be right back into this situation of trying to figure out things. And that's why I was mad. I wish nothing but a good game by Georgiev tonight. You know that. You know me enough. and that is not hard. I think he's gonna get a good performance tonight. I just thought that we were going down a path of seeing something, and I just didn't like the way it was going to play out. It's playing out right now, but that's okay. I'm on the couch. Jared's behind the bench, and trust me, I'm nowhere near a Jack Adams. He's very close to it. So I'm not saying it's just my opinion. It has nothing to do with the player or the performance. So we are good. We're on the same page, and I love this man. We don't argue. Hey, you know what? We do argue, and that should be good.
That's
you
normal.
should argue.
Yeah.
I love my wife 25 years, and I argue with her. It's fun.
It's part of life. What I will not argue about is my bets presented by Bet365. These are our never ordinary pre-game picks, and Georgiev is part of this conversation when it comes to my bets. Taking the MacKinnon anytime goal. I've decided I'm taking this until he scores another goal. So, Mac, figure it out. Georgiev over 30 saves. Kind of did the same thing as I did with the Jets. The reality is, if the Avs want to win this game, they're going to need a lot of saves. It's just what it is.
30.
Carolina throws pucks on net. So I'm taking 30 saves for Gio.
Okay.
And then a Makar power play point at plus 128. That is good money for a Makar power play point, pals. Get in on the plus money on Makar. Anytime you see it with Makar. Do it with Makar. Do it with Bet365. Do it with our DNVR 365 code and get $150 in bonus bets and 2 months of Altitude Plus. So jump in with Bet365. Of course, when you do gamble with them, you must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER today. I feel good tonight. I think the Avs are going to find a way to get a win tonight. Just the feeling I've got. I could be wrong. How you see this one playing out?
I feel good because I took the parlay of whatever it was. I have to look back, but it's like Avs to win. I've looked back.
Like LA
I did
to
it
win
this morning.
and someone else to win.
No,
too, or
no,
something?
like about the Avs game.
The MacKinnon a million points one, or the one with Mikko MacKinnon and somebody else.
Mikko MacKinnon.
I forget who the third
I know.
person
I took
was.
that one this
Yeah,
morning,
yeah.
so that I have a good feeling. So I'm not lying. But I will add to the one you just did there, the MacKinnon goal, and then was it Kale any assists? Or
No,
Kale?
there was one where it was like
Anyway.
Kale power play point. is
That's
what
my
it
point.
was,
Okay,
yeah.
so I feel good, yes, and I do believe if they win tonight, it's going to be the big boys again, and I do believe the power play, and you're going to need saves by Georgiev. So you're right. Maybe I should rally behind that one too, and then just jump on those individual ones here. I feel good. I think you have to pounce on them. I think you have to give them no mercy. Cobra Kai.
Sweep the leg,
I am
baby.
hip. I am
Sweep
hip.
the leg.
Sweep the leg. I'm hip. I have kids. Kidding. But I don't know if that's hip or not, but whatever. Cobra Kai. Well, there you go. See? Ralph Macchio. And then, no, I feel good. I think, but they have to take advantage of a weird situation, which will never happen again this year, where for the Carolina Hurricanes,
Yep.
that you fly the same day, especially all the way from the east. It is, like I said, it messes up your mind, and hockey players are so cookie cutters, and, so right away you're in their kitchen, so take advantage of it.
Hope they do. Hope it works out. Hope the Avs can defend home ice. Hope they can make a statement of a win even with all the players they're missing. You hope for all of those things, but we just have to wait and see what happens in the game. Puck drop a little bit more than 10 minutes away. We are going to ramp up this pregame show. Be sure to tune into the watch along if you want to watch the game with us, or at very least tune into the postgame where we'll break down whatever happens no matter what for the Avalanche. This has been the DNVR Avalanche pregame show presented by Coors Light. We'll talk to you in just a few minutes.
We all silly like the mayor.